Welcome. My name is Victoria. I'm a registered clinical counselor, and I'm coming to you today again from beautiful British Columbia. But it's not a sunny day today. It's still hovering around 15 degrees, even though it's June, so still hoodie weather. But enough of that. I'm here to talk to you about a very important emotion that we all experience from time to time: jealousy. Now, it's a loaded word for many people. And for me personally, when I was growing up in my early 20s, this was such a heavy word, and I really hated feeling jealous. I'm here to tell you why you should not feel bad about feeling this and how this emotion can be so informative and actually strengthen your bond with your romantic partner or give you valuable information about the quality of your relationship. So let's jump right in. Here are two important things that I wish I knew about jealousy. First of all, one of the things that I felt and assumed that it was wrong to feel jealous. And if I did feel jealous, it meant there was something wrong with me and that I was a deeply insecure person. That was number one. The second part is that I felt that if I was to tell my partner at that time that I was feeling jealous, it would mean that I would humiliate myself to no end, like that it would hurt my pride and degrade me in the eyes of that person. I was very convinced of that. So, and then another piece of that, I felt that any way I would express it, it would feel like it would be me controlling the other person. So instead, what I did, I just shut it down, swallowed it, and kept it deep inside of me, and felt that tremendous sense of discomfort as a result of that. Now, I want to challenge these assumptions and beliefs I held around the insecurity and the control. Let's start with the first one, that people who experience jealousy are insecure. I don't believe that anymore. And here's why. First of all, jealousy is a social construct that we have. It's a word that defines experiencing emotion of anxiety when we feel that our romantic partner, I'm going to speak in the romantic sense here, our romantic partner might be or is actually interested in someone else, right? So we feel a sense of anxiety when we feel a threat to our bond and connection with that person, whether it's perceived or real. Now, why would we not feel this way? That's a bigger question, right? From an evolutionary lens, it makes perfect sense that when there is anything that threatens our emotional bond with our romantic partner, a relationship we invest so much energy and time and possibility that we might be raising kids with that person, that we will feel anxiety. Absolute perfect sense, in my opinion, from that lens. And it's alarm system that goes off in our brain telling us pay attention and perhaps do something about this, and we'll talk next what we can do about this. So I hope maybe if you consider it through that evolutionary lens, that it starts to completely dissipate the idea that it's insecure because it's such a natural response given what might be at stake. Now let's go to second point that I want to challenge about jealousy, that being jealous is being controlling. Not in my opinion. That I don't believe that, and I want to make a clear distinction that feeling an emotion, an internal experience of what I said, anxiety in the context of somebody perhaps maybe threatening your emotional bond or your perception it might be threatened, aka jealousy, that internal experience is not the same as us acting or reacting to it in a form or shape of behavior, where we feel that internal experience and what we start to do, maybe shout or blame or criticize or even give ultimatums to another person, right? That's our external behavior. That's how we responded to the internal sense of that anxiety. They're not the same. So behaviors can be controlling, but the internal experience itself is not. Now, there are, like the behaviors I just described, they're not a constructive way to respond to emotion of jealousy. But there are healthy ways that can actually strengthen our bond with our romantic partner. And if not that, then it can give you very important information about your relationship. So when I finally was able to challenge some of these beliefs I was holding on to And I was able to see that actually there is a lot of courage and strength in being able to share this vulnerability. I was able to share with my partner at that time and say that, listen, I'm feeling some worry and anxiety that you might be interested in person X more than me. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how it feels to me. What would really help me with this anxiety is to hear that I'm still your number one and that I have nothing to worry about. Now I know it wasn't easy for me to say that, like not at all, especially saying something like this for the first time. But I also want to mention I did have already some foundation of trust and connection in a relationship that has helped with that. Like I had a lot of positive experience that allowed me to step into this vulnerability. Now with practice, I don't even necessarily need that because I feel comfortable even if I get a negative feedback with that. However, a loving partner, a loving, caring partner will respond with respect and reassurance to such expression, right? Because that example of expression I did was not critical, was not put down. So it's all about me expressing how I feel and what would help me. Sometimes, no matter how beautifully, non-blaming, and self-owning you express it, your partner might still respond in a harsh way or not supportive way. That does not mean you've done anything wrong if you approached it this way. But what it does give you is very important information about limitation of emotional safety and trust in your relationship. That information is something you want to consider going forward and deciding how you want to proceed with that relationship. I wish I had known this information when I was navigating things in my early 20s. My hope is that maybe for some of you, this information can come in handy. And I would like to invite you to reflect on your own beliefs and assumptions about emotional jealousy. What have you learned growing up about it? And how these beliefs still serving you? And perhaps if they're not serving you, to maybe explore looking for this lens that I have described, the evolutionary lens, as well as really understanding how expressing it in a different way, in a more vulnerable, connecting way, can strengthen or inform you about your relationship. It was really great to connect with you all today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you next week. Do leave a comment below to tell me what particularly, if there's anything in the video that spoke to you, and also share it with somebody who you think might benefit from this information. Have a lovely day. Ciao.